My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to SpellRogue. Alright, we've finally played each of the three characters, giving us the ability to now loop back to the first one and play their second loadout. So the second loadout for Lapis... There we go, I just hover over it. Okay, the second loadout for Lapis has the signature spell, Mana Inversion. It accepts any die and it flips it upside down. Again, just in case you're not familiar with the net of a die has on opposite sides that total 7. So 1 is opposite 6, 2 is opposite 4, 2 is opposite 5, sorry, and 3 is opposite 4. All of those adding up to a total of 7. And we can see how that would be useful here, as that means that if you have an odd and you invert it, you flip it upside down, you get an even. We have an odd Hydroclasp. This is our defense spell, sorry. Only accepts odds, 3 charges per turn, gain X block. And then on even, we can do X damage. 3 charges per turn, only takes evens. So next milestone is reaching level 4, as well as winning a game using Water B. So I'm gonna do both at the same time. Let's go. Let's also go to mutation stage 3. So it looks like they go all the way up to 6. Okay. Unwieldiness. Destroy random dice when you have more than 4. Woof. Skulk. Enemies start with 4 shade armor, so they gain 4 block the next time they receive attack damage. Shade armor is increased by 1 when triggered and resets to 4 at the start of the next round. Obstacle. Turn 1. All enemies gain 12 block, so you just don't hit them on turn 1. Drought. Negative 30% gold from combat, and diminishment. Every second turn, remove 1 charge from the leftmost spell. I think the 2 that will matter the least are probably Obstacle and Drought. Negative 30% gold from combat is a little saddening, but I'll be able to survive that. And Obstacle, yeah, all enemies gain 12 block on turn 1, but that's fine. I just don't attack on turn 1. Unless I'm able to blow them out. I do usually like attacking on turn 1 though. Escalation, receive 4 Rupture on turn 1. That just increases the damage received on target for 1 turn. If the enemies aren't attacking on turn 1, no problem. Literally changes nothing. But if they are attacking on turn 1, suddenly I need to defend a lot more on that turn anyway. Which is basically like I'm having an obstacle run anyway. Let's go with that. Also, my challenges at the moment for unlocks in my tomes: use 15 potions, gain 25 blessing, and kill 30 enemies that are attacking. 15 potions in the same run is probably not going to happen. Glacier's Heart. Each turn, apply Glacial to a random spell. Glacial says it must be played first in the turn, or else it's removed. Also, it's like Portent. And gain 4 block and remove Glacial when you do it. Cool. Coral Crown. On turn 1, gain 2 Concoction. Your next spell cast does not cost any charge. And then finally, Ocean's Oath. Roll 10 dice, gives you 2 block. I think I take Coral Crown here, and I think I look for Void spells, because a lot of the Void spells are unrestorable charges, but if you don't spend the charge in the first place, you can get extra value out of that. If I take the right battle here, I still have the ability to take pretty much any path later, so that's what I'm gonna do, though I'm also very unlikely to do anything except for head over to the right, because I probably don't want an early shop. Way too early for me to actually use. Okay, so I'm gonna be looking to do any damage that I'm capable of this turn, which means I'm gonna invert both of my odds. Maybe I should have not done that just to hold on to Concoction. Oh well. Especially because ultimately I'm capable of doing 0 damage this turn. Oh. Enemies throwing 5 at us, that's fine. A Hydroid Clasp. We'll deal with that, and then 2 attacks against you. Didn't even need to use Mana Inversion. Okay, I'm gonna have to get a 5 and a 3 to full defend here. We'll invert a 3 to a 4 so that I can deal 4 damage to the enemy. And now I think, yeah, a very aggressive hand should probably take us over the line, and in fact it does. 2 6s, drops the Treant. Get 13 gold, as well as the spells Frozen Shield, an 8 cooldown in order to gain 6 block and 4 fury. Grasp Flow, interesting. With an even die, we can gain 2 block, and we can roll an odd die. There's also Blizzard. Gain 2 Hailstorm, so you gain Fury when rolling dice this turn. I'm leaning towards Grasp Flow, but I think I want to re-roll to see if I can, because Grasp Flow feels like it actually fits this deck. A little bit of extra defense, a little bit of extra fixing as well. But realistically, I want more damage first. Depths of Power. Gain 3 power, but mute it for 3 turns. It requires a 1. There's also Water Vortex. Takes a 1 to a 4. On odd, gain a barrier. On even, gain a power. Overchill only accepts odd, gives you X block, but when this is depleted, it gives you 1 power as well. Often I will want to overchill on that first turn. I kind of want all of these. I feel like Water Vortex and then upgrading that is possibly best though. So Water Vortex has an upgrade that gives it, instead of 1 to 4, it accepts a 5 to a 6, but in exchange, if you give it a 5, it'll give you 2 barrier. If you give it a 6, it'll give you 2 power. And we have the ability to generate 5s and 6s with 1s and 2s as well. So basically only 3s and 4s are, you know, lacking in full usefulness towards me. Got a Shambler who is trying to grow a Shambler. I can't deal 10 damage to it. I'm assuming that's 10 unblocked damage to the Shambler. That's just not really going to happen. I'm going to gain a barrier as well as enough armor to block. A spawn a lesser Shambler, unfortunately. They're gonna do that every turn unless I start stopping them. I only need to do 4 more damage to you. There we go. And then the odd will defend me enough from that lesser Shambler. Curse, next turn, all dice lose 2 value. That's fine. You can make all of my dice very low, but that's actually way better for me. Well, usually it would be. Unfortunately, I'm not capable of taking the enemy out this turn. Oof. Yeah, I'm going to be taking some serious damage this turn, actually. I'm gonna gain some barrier to try and reduce this a little bit, but yeah, we're gonna be taking 9 damage. It's okay, because the Shambler is gonna go down next turn, but woof, how dare you. And when the Shambler goes down, all the lesser Shamblers will go down for free as well. Gold, a flowing mana potion for re-rolling all potions. Mental Reservoir is turned up. 18 cooldown, rolls 5 dice. Forbearance. Deal 8 damage on dice roll, -1 to cooldown. I'm gonna take Mental Reservoir, I think. Yeah. There's also Vile Ritual, 2 equal die, and I can gain 3 power, as well as receive a poison. That Mental Reservoir should help us make more resources very quickly. Gain a Fairy Essence, or I could receive a Fairy's Curse to gain 125 gold, which I think I'm gonna do, because I already can't damage my enemies on turn 1, because of the 12 armor, so gaining 3 weak on turn 1 doesn't matter to me at all. Water Vortex giving us much more powerful things seems really useful. This is going to be especially good if I can find a void spell for generating mana. Unfortunately, the only thing I can do this turn is really defend for 6. Water Vortex for some power, mana inversion to get another odd, and then defend for 2 odd values of 6. Yeah, not being able to kill the enemies on turn 1 is significantly changing the affair of things here. Pop a mana inversion to get another 2 power, as well as 2 barrier. And then an odd Hydro Clasp. So now I'll only take 1 damage this turn. I still get double snared. I also have 4 power. They're not attacking this turn, that's great. I've got to start getting one of the targets down just so I have the ability to remove it next turn, and then I'll gain 4 more barrier. So I'm getting 6 barrier, 6 block at the end of each turn for free. Damn, I'm gonna have to use 2 die in order to take 1 out. Has to be done though. And then I can either gain 3 block this round or 2 block every round. I'm gonna go with 2 block every round because I don't know how long this fight is gonna go for. Wow. Yep. Yep. This one's painful. I'm gonna invest 5 into Mental Reservoir. So I wasn't gonna be able to do something especially useful with it that turn, but if it's castable, it will be pretty good. And Doesn't matter how snared I am if the enemy is too dead to fight me. Some gold. Incision only takes a 4, but deals 2 damage and applies 4 rupture to the target. There's also Cold Snap on a countdown rather of 5. Has 2 charges, gain 5 fury, just extra damage on your next attack. And Brine Bubble. Takes evens, gives you 4 block, and on a 6 it will re-roll the die for you. Speaking of re-rolling, I'm gonna take a re-roll myself. Glaciate. On a 1 to 5, gain X block and X delayed block, so that's just block next turn. Sea Ward on a 1 to 3, gain twice that much block, and then finally Crashing Wave. On a 1 to a 4, but also you need another 1 to a 4, you'll do X plus X damage to all enemies. I'm gonna take that just so that I have some AoE, because I don't at the moment, and it hurts. That elite fight might actually kill me. I think I'm gonna take the risk though. Woof, Burning Tree Hunters gaining 3 grows. That's 3 power at the start of each round. Woof. Let's gain some power and some barrier. And unfortunately, there's nothing else I can actually really do this turn. Mana Inversion gets me a 4, but 4 does nothing. The 3 before it did even less. Ooh, 2 6s. That Lesser Chandler is not a summon. I should take it out. For some reason, I thought 2. Oh, I have 2 weak on me. That's preventing me from being able to kill the Lesser Shambler this turn. Whoops. That's okay. I can invert this mana and use it to block, and then I'm only taking 1 damage this turn anyway. Plus, I do need more power so I can try and overwhelm these enemies. Unfortunately, none of these invert into one another, so I can't use Crashing Wave. I'm going to be taking some damage this turn as well. Yeah, I don't think I can go with that elite. That elite will just kill me. Woof. Let's gain some more barrier. 1 inversion, 2 inversion. I can't just full block every turn is the thing. That's unsustainable. I am gaining scaling myself, but the enemy is also scaling more threateningly than I am. Oh, they're blocking this turn, that's awful. Two additional power myself. I almost fully blocked there. Oh my god. This enemy might take me out, let alone the next one. I have to block with 3s on Hydro Clasp. Please stop attacking me. I'm really scared. Put up as much defense as I can this turn. I'm down to 5 health, but I was about to say, as long as I get some reasonable rolls here, I'll be able to do enough damage to take the enemy out with all the power that we got. Woo! Yay! Ah, woo! Volatile Concoction. Deal damage to all enemies equal to the value of the unused die. Frostcore on a 6. Double your fury. Prescience and Incision here as well. Yeah, I don't see that being relevant to us, buddy. Poison Barrier. On a 5, gain 2 block and apply 2 poison to a random enemy. I'm gonna take it because I need more ways to gain block if I want to not die. Disenchant a spell and I'll gain a random void spell. Or I can use 25 gold in order to get Grim Right. Apply 99 mute to another spell, gain a fortify and a power. I'm gonna disenchant. Honestly, I kind of want to get Frost Ray out of there. I'm gonna disenchant Frost Ray in order to take a void. Glimpse of the Void. Invest 12, gain a potency but apply a broken to another spell. Or Stage Presence, 5 to a 6, gain 6 block, roll a Vex die. And then Dark Arts. Apply Rupture, increase Rupture this combat. I'm gonna re-roll again. I was looking for something like Invoke Mana. So this has unrestorable charges, but on the first turn I gain 2 Concoction, so I can exploit that a lot. I can only win this fight by poisoning enemies at the moment because I didn't put Crash Wave into my party. Whoops. Let's invoke some mana. Volatile Concoction. Deal damage equal to the total number of total value of the unused die to enemies. There we go. Throw 21 damage at all of you. I exactly can't survive right now. I'm gonna re-roll, and the odd will be enough to keep me alive for this turn. I should have waited to use that potion next turn if I didn't think I was gonna be able to kill them all. Two. Yeah, I'm just dead this turn, right? I don't think there's 2 ways around this one. Water Vortex. Give me power that I don't need. That I literally can't use. Yeah, if I took the AoE thing into this fight instead of Water Vortex, I would have been able to win it. But still, we would have been having a rough time for a while. I think this deck could have found its legs, but it certainly hasn't. Ooh. Yeah, that was a toughie. Let's try that again. I can run that back. we're under 30 minutes. That's the run it back rule. -1 options in drafts. Woof. For each boss defeated, enemy start with +1 power. Each boss? Oh, so each floor? Inhibition can only cast 10 spells per turn. Woof. Every second die rolled receives Vex. That would give me a lot of control, but would also take a lot of control away from me at the same time. Condemnation I don't think is a problem. But I also don't want to take Inhibition, can only cast 10 spells each turn. So, you know what? I will take Major Vex, because that's my total of 7. This is going to be a weird one. On turn 1, we roll an extra die. On turn 1, we auto-cast a random spell. Or on turn 1, we gain the 2 Concoction. I still like that 2 Concoction. I still want to get that effect going on. Ooh, there's a late shop. And 2 elites in the same line. Or I could even take an elite with an event before another elite. That sounds great to me. I'm gonna Hydroclast for 3. Then I'm gonna flip this 6 upside down, this 1 upside down into a 6. And then I will have a 4 and a 6 to take out the frontline target, and the 3 for the defense against the second target. See? See how good Vex is? It is still gonna be a problem when I want to sequence things in any particular way. That's it, right now. Gives me the ability to throw 2 6s. Gold marked and spell. In case Azure, hold dice until the end of the turn. End of each turn, gain X block, Frozen Shield, and Ice Blast. Accepts 2 of any die, deals 7 damage, and on a 7 total between the 2, rolls another die. Honestly, I could reroll right now, but this seems fine. So I'll reroll. Noxious Ritual! You know how good that is. Roll 2 die, receive a poison. Especially with Coral Crown, that will give me the ability to generate a ridiculous amount of die on turn 1. Should that be something in which I find any interest? Let's gain 5 block, because we should. And then if I do 4 damage to the frontline target, with my Vex die, I can lower 2 to a 1, invert that up to a 6, and then do another 6 damage to the frontline target. I'll be taking 1 damage this turn, but I've also reduced the amount of targets on the field. I'm not capable of doing 19 damage in a single turn. Frost Ray at maximum is still only doing 18. So I know I have to plan to not take damage this turn. So I'm going to set up a mana inversion in order to get another 6 on you. Perfect. This is not necessarily how I wanted this turn to go, but I did 2 damage and I fully defended. That'll have to count. Four, another 4, and then I can invert a 1 into a 6 and finish the enemy off. gold and another spell. Forbearance, Ice Ward, and Glaciate. Forbearance, on a countdown of 12, 3 times a turn, you can deal 8 damage, and on dice rolled, it lowers its countdown by 1. So just some inevitability in damage. Ice Ward, on a 1 to a 3, you gain 3 block, and when it's depleted, you roll 2 die. I'm going to take that, because it gives me the ability to launder 1s out of my build if I really want to. And when I have a lot of Vex going on, I'll have a lot of 1s. Let's go for an event before a shard and then an elite. I'm going to lose 8 max health in order to get the Gilded Dowsing Rod. 7 gold every time I move. Unguarded shard. Thank you. What do I do with this? I do want the extra block, but I also feel like I need to use my first shard upgrading something that's a source of damage. I don't have anything like that right now. I'm actually really, really threatened by this elite. I don't think spending this shard in anything other than Ice Ward will help me against this elite, but I also don't think the Ice Ward itself is going to be that great against the elite anyway. Oh boy. All right. I need to do maximum damage to this enemy basically every turn. I'm gonna mark the enemy so they're taking 2% more damage. I'll Frost Ray. 9. I'll Frost Ray for another 6. And then I'll Ice Ward to fully defend my health this turn. Unfortunately, the things that defend me are also the things that are Ice Warded right now, which is going to be the problem. So I'm going to take 4 damage to the infection, and then another 6 to the abbot. So only 4 damage in total here. Gosh, really? I have to cast Frost Ray, though. I'm going to be taking a lot of damage to my own things this turn. Mm-hmm. 10 damage exclusively to the infection that I had to spread in order to do any damage on the last turn the enemy is marked here. Oh god, they've got fungus armor. They receive 10 block the next time they receive damage. So rude. I'm gonna triple Ice Ward this turn. Gaining 18 block and rolling 2 additional die. Invert 2 die, and then attack with 6 first, because they get the block immediately afterwards. And then I can take you out this turn with any reasonable roll. That doesn't count. Like, legitimately, I can't kill with that. I needed to roll a single even. I think the only thing I can do this turn is stack up on Ice Ward. I'm just gonna hold here, take my 1 damage for the turn, and then try and finish them again with a slightly better roll next turn. That'll do it. Hit him with the big Frost Ray, and then another one. Elite number 1 down. I really need a damage spell to help me carry through the next one. There it is. Focus Toxin. Apply 5 poison. Transfer all poison to the target. That's the ability to start using my Noxious Ritual as a very aggressive card. On turn 1, deal 15 damage to a random enemy. That very quickly gets outclassed. Shards. Noxious Ritual. I'm going to give that the ability to give me more poison and roll more dice. And then I'm going to cast that immediately on the start of the first turn with the Coral Concoction. So I will cast Noxious Ritual 4 times. I'll have a ridiculous amount of die. And then I'm going to invest those in Focus Toxin to transfer the poison to the enemy. So I will be transferring to them on that first turn's end 13, I believe. 8 and 5. 13. Poison. And I'll likely be defending very effectively as well with the Ice Ward. Especially because the Vex will lower my die so that I can do so. I think I can definitely go for another Elite now. I was previously a little scared. Not anymore. Just Ritual. Just Ritual. Let's invert 2 to throw into Noxious Rituals. Or just 1, because only 1 will need to happen right now. Great. Then let's transfer my poison over. Another 1 and 2 2s into Ice Ward for the rerolls there, just to see if they're relevant. They are not. So another 2 to you, because then a 6 in Focus Toxin transfers poison to you and sets me up with 1 more even die that I can throw out. And then look at all these ones, baby. Look at all these tickets. Ooh, Soul Detonation's been set up. As long as I can defend against 12 incoming damage this turn, I win the fight. And let me tell you, I absolutely can. Six, 4, and pass the full toxin back off, and that'll do it. Oh wow, the poison even occurs before any of the intents of the party. So if the boss is poisoned, their summons ahead of them won't even act. That is to say, if it's poisoned to the degree that it's going to die. Poisonous Bile, in case Azure, Overchill, none of these mean anything to me. Reroll. Vile Ritual. Gain 3 power, receive 1 poison. The only thing is I don't really care about receiving poison. Toxic Mist, apply 2 poison to a random enemy 3 times. I'll often have 2 1s to throw into a Vile Ritual. Sure, why not? Maybe I should go for an elite battle before an event. For the possibility of getting enough money in order to get a shard at an event. There's also 2 spaces I'm moving in the interim as well for the Gilded Dowsing Rod. Sometimes a shard costs 150 in an event. So I'll have 120 leaving this space. So if I get 30 from this fight, that'll be enough. Good Noxious Ritual so far. Keeping it going. 2 6s easily to invest into Focus Toxin. There's your load of poison. 13 for you, Sonny. Realistically, I don't need to cast Ice Ward at all this turn. I mean, I will, because I can, but there's absolutely no need to. 18 block, I roll 2 extra die, woo! Welcome to the summons! Only 5 incoming damage this turn. So survivable. In fact, if I transfer... Wait, no, I need to do more damage again still. Whoops. I also need to get some Focus Toxin going on. Woof. Okay, now we're good. If I simply invert this one to a 6 and then strike the backline enemy, they will die to their poison before anything happens. More gold. Flask of Echoes. Gain 1 spell Echo. Your next spell is cast twice. Indomitable Form. Gain 10 block. My block is already really good. I don't know if I need that. And I don't want to reroll here because I will have 150 in the next space. I'll take it. On a 6 roll, deal 3 damage to all enemies or another shard. I'm taking the shard. And on Focused Toxin, honestly, I want Focused Toxin just to cost less to make it much easier to generate the effect of. But I also do need an additional slot pretty soon. I don't need to do anything right now. Let's go to the event. Disenchant a spell in order to gain a void spell, or go for the Glimpse of the Void. I'm gonna disenchant a spell for a void spell. Let's get Hydroclasp out of here. Reroll 6s, but gives us a foresight for doing so. Mana Symmetry. Duplicate die. Duplicates it twice after an upgrade. I'm tempted to reroll here. I still want something more impactful. Is that fair? I don't think I should. Just gonna take mana symmetry. I'll unlock another slot and put it in. I'm just not happy to have to do that. Disenchant a spell. Honestly, I'd be happy getting rid of Vile Ritual. I'd also actually be happy getting rid of Frost Ray. That is just, it's just not a damage spell. It says that it is, but it's not. We've got the boss battle here, which is the Heart of the Void. I can stop it from acting if I deal enough damage to it, but eventually my poison will be enough that that will deal the damage to it anyway. Get out of here, Frost Ray. I believe in myself. I'm going to take Indomitable Form just in case the enemy starts throwing hands. The Noxious Ritual as much as we can. Turns out we can do that a lot. I'm going to invest a 6 into Focus Toxin before I lower the value of things by using a Hex die. Sorry, a Vexed die. We can dupe a 3 here, which I might as well do, even if it doesn't really matter to me. Invest 2 3s and a 1 into Ice Ward, rolling 2 additional die, just in case one of them happens to be a 6. It's not. Mana Inversion gives us the ability to generate a 6 via the Focused Toxin. And yeah, literally nothing that I can do with the rest of these. Enemy will be stunned next turn, though, due to their Delicate modifier. Let's convert that 2 to a 5. Then throw it in Noxious Ritual. And then there's 6 into Noxious Ritual as well. I'll invert a 1 into a 6 and put that into Focus Toxin, then the next one into Focus Toxin 2. And finally we'll wrap up with 18 blocked via the Ice Ward. I have so many more dice than things I can do with them, so Indomitable Form is a very open slot at the moment. So now that we've triggered Delicate, the Heart of the Forest increases their limit for it. When they first needed to take 20 damage to be stunned, they now need to take 30. But if I poison them appropriately this turn... Oh no! If I poison them appropriately this turn, they'll take 29. That's fine. I have so many more die than I need that... strategically ordering this turn for maximum die at the end of the turn makes no sense anymore. Ooh, next poison kills him. There we go. 37 poison this turn, and I will overdefend just for fun's sake. But that'll get you done. Goodbye, Heart of the Forest. More health, some gold, and the shard, and boss artifact. On turn 1, 3, and 5, roll an odd value die. On turn 1, roll 2 Etherweave. 1 to 2. Etherweave would be fine for me, it's just I don't think I need it at all. Hex Robes. Roll an extra die per turn. Each turn, enchant a random die with Vex. All of my die are vexed. That's not a problem for me. Okay, so an additional shard for... I mean, I don't need to lower the cost of Focus Toxin, and giving it 2 additional poison just doesn't seem that impactful. More dice via mana symmetry, that just doesn't seem to make sense for me at the moment. Realistically, the only thing that makes sense is keep that shard and wait for a better opportunity, something that actually contributes to my deck. There's a relatively early shop, and that shop is actually on the line that has 3 elites. Ooh, let's do it. Let's do it. Yep. I even get my ritual in the next space. Imp Raider and the Imp Warrior. Again, the Imp Raider has on death, apply 1 mark to us. The Imp Warrior is attempting to do 6x2 in terms of damage. Time for some noxious rituals. Start pre-investing in the Focus Toxin because I'm about to use a Vexed 4. That'll get it done. Big old Focus Toxin on the backliner. And then I just ridiculously overdefend. Well, I say ridiculously overdefend. Here it's only 6 more. The incoming damage this turn is going to be annoying, so I will start using Indomitable Form. That's fine, though. No problem doing so. Poison on the backliner. They will die very soon. Yeah, it's time to roll things into the Ice Ward. And then I think just 1 Indomitable Form gets us to, yep, the limit 27 that they're attempting to do this turn is eclipsed by our block of 28. Dupe some mana. Ooh, perform some ritual. Oh no! It transfers all of the poison. So I wasn't able to... Oh, this will kill the Imp Raider this turn. But then I'm not going to be able to kill the Imp Warrior next turn. Oh, this is actually kind of a nightmare. Interesting. As I get 1 marked... Wait, that'll... Does that wear off? No, it was applied in the resolution stage, so it doesn't end off here. Yep, I'm gonna have to defend against the Emporia this turn. Ugh. Because I can only transfer 9 poison to you this turn, which is not gonna be enough to kill. That's okay though. We really can ridiculously block. In fact, I'll overspend. There you go. 38 block, try and hit me. That'll get him down with just the poison already applied. Contamination. Apply 6 poison. If the target is attacking, apply 2 weak. Sorry, apply 3 poison rather if the target is attacking. Apply 2 weak. It takes a 5 to 6 and has 2 charges. I do like applying weak. I'm gonna reroll though. I still want things that operate with the... It's difficult for me to tell what will help me right now. This actually might be it. I don't often end with a bunch of 5s to 6s that want to be used though, because they're often already siphoned through Noxious Ritual and Focused Toxin. I'm gonna reroll. Forbearance! Deal 8 damage. On dice rolled, -1 to countdown. So, every turn, I roll at least 6 die. And then another 2 from Ice Ward, so... I think I can do this. I think Forbearance is like a fun way to just add some damage to this deck. There's Water Vortex, which we saw in the last run, and then Toxic Knowledge. A 5 or a 6 is accepted by this. It only has 1 charge per turn. On a 5, it gives us 2 Toxic Skin, retaliating with 2 poison to any attacker. On a 6, it gives us 2 extra charges. It also rerolls the die. I'm taking Forbearance. And I need to actually utilize Forbearance as well. I can have it on dice rolled lower countdown by 2. Sounds good to me. -7 to countdown spell. It's fine. Flip all dice upside down. It doesn't feel like any of these benefit me because I am already in such surplus of resource that I can already do the effective red candle myself. I don't directly attack the enemies for the sake of Bloodbound Skin. And Flux Reversal, flip all dice upside down. Like, sure, I could end a turn with a bunch of 6s, but then I don't really have a huge amount I can do with those. I'm gonna reroll. Target attack spell gains +5 attack damage this combat. I mean, putting that on Forbearance seems fine, I guess. Manifolds, twice its value on die with X as an output, or putting themselves at the countdown. Odd Cascade, roll 3 odd die. Realistically, this gives me the ability to roll die, so that'll be it. I'm also going to go to the early shop here. Mental Reservoir has turned back up. For 18 countdown, roll 5 die. I do want that. Wheel of Vigor for each 3 attack spells cast in a single turn, gain 6 block. I don't know why numbers are so difficult right now. But we don't really have that. We have a bunch of utility, 1 defense, and then a single attack, which I'm not going to cast 3 times in a single turn commonly. On turn 3, gain 4 power, or the Voidburn Sensor. At the end of each turn, deal 1 damage to the front enemy for each dice roll this turn. We're definitely taking the Voidburn Sensor. I want the Mental Reservoir, I just don't know how I would utilize it. I'm not using Mana Symmetry right now, so I may as well take the Mental Reservoir instead of that. Remove all negative status effects. I wonder if Helmet of Composure could be good for me. It just scales up Forbearance after a while. No, probably not. Winter's Bite, deal 3 damage. When it's depleted, you roll a dice. Channels Yore. On a 4 to a 6, gain that much block, and then a Foresight. Nope, I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna take the Elite Fight. But I do have some nerves. Forbearance is getting ready to cast already. Good to see it. I want to put a 6 into Mental Reservoir. Then cast Noxious Ritual for the first time. Which actually will also cast Forbearance, annoyingly, so that's my second concoction gone. Forbearance attacks again. Start focusing this toxin. Actually, I'm gonna go for the Mental Reservoir, roll 5 more dice. Which almost did cast Forbearance. Forbearance! And it will, in fact, after I use Ice Ward. Invert this, and then insert 2 6s. Poison the enemy ridiculously. And then it's just a matter of rolling more dice via the Ice Ward as well as defending myself. I use Forbearance a lot. Yeah, that Helm of Power would have been pretty good. Much easier to use than I thought it was going to be. Forbearance has helped me check which of these Jinn needs to die. Hell yeah, good work again, buddy. Complete the Mental Reservoir for another roll of 5 more die. I think ultimately I am going to have to hit the illusion twice as well. Because I'm not going to have enough poison and damage to be able to take out the actual Jinn itself this turn. Oh, but I could also set it up and I don't have to worry after that. Okay, that's fine. There's all your poison. You're just short of dying right now. Actually, never mind. You aren't short of dying. Get him with the big Ice Ward. And I'm just gonna watch him die. Jin down. That was the first of the elites, so I get my first shard. In case Azure, Channel Azure, or Glaciate. Still don't want any of these, so I'll take the reroll. Toxic Knowledge, Poison Barrier, and Rainfall. Toxic Knowledge we saw just earlier. Poison Barrier we saw at the very end of the last run. Countdown to 5, 2 casts per turn, gain 2 block, apply 2 poison to a random enemy. And then the final one is Rainfall. Only accepts a 5. Gain 3 Rain, and then mute this spell for 3 turns. So Rain, at the start of the turn, reduces all countdown spells by 3, and then removes a stack of Rain. I could theoretically have that. I just don't think it actually contributes to my build. Toxic Knowledge at least gives me rerolls. Gives me the ability to filter any 6 I want out of it. In fact, I can filter all 6s and 5s through that if I want at any point. It's just I also don't have that many 6s and 5s that are free to filter. I'm going to take Toxic Knowledge, but I'm probably not going to use it. Greenbeard Helmet, keep up to 10 block between rounds, or the shard that I'm going to take. I want another slot so I can take Indomitable Form, just in case I end up with a turn that really needs to be blocked. And then I can go to a Sanctuary and sack Vile Ritual in order to pick up 8 max health. Then I can go to another elite, then I can go to an event, another elite, and then I can sacrifice another thing for 8 more health. Woo! All the while, I'm getting extra money. Ah, it's the Crones. Crone of Birth intends to heal 6 health to all enemies, so I shouldn't spread my damage this turn. I should very much focus it on one target. And in fact, that Crone of Birth is going to do that as the second action. So if I target my poison on the Crone of Growth in the back line, they will take their poison. No. Poison damage is taken before any of the enemies take their turn. Never mind. That Crone of Birth is going to be able to heal someone no matter what. Forbearance to the front liner here. I do want to use Mental Reservoir. I just don't want to invest stupid amounts into it. A6 and then A3 is enough to roll these 5. Almost triggering Forbearance again, but not doing so. However, I can transfer all of the poison on the field, total of 11, to the frontline enemy in the Crone of Death. And then just start sending out even more damage via Forbearance. And Ice Ward for full defense this turn again, as the enemy is only doing 16 damage. So it'd be ideal next turn if I had the ability to transfer the poison to someone else and then kill the Crone of Death via Forbearance. We'll see. We'll see if that's what I get. And at the end of that, oh, never mind, they die because I forgot. The Voidburn Sensor is also dealing 1 damage to the front enemy for each dice rolled this turn, and I'd rolled a lot of dice. let's pop a 6 into Mental Reservoir. And then a 4 into Noxious Ritual. Wow! Only ones, eh? That's wild. Mana invert 2 1s into 2 6s and pop them both into a Mental Reservoir, rather. Obnoxious Ritual with a 4. Alright. Yeah, this frontline target's screwed. So you'll take 9 damage and then another 17. Yep, that Crone of Birth is going to be DED dead. No reason not to use my Odd Cascade Ritual in order to roll more this turn either. Let's flip a 1 into a 6 so that I can get all of the Mental Reservoir pickups, including possibly, there we go, a 4. Roll 3 more odd die as well, because I can. Convert a 1 into a 6. That's another Focus Toxin going off. I'm actually just going to let the depletion of Ice Ward here do our work. Forbearance now only costs 2. And then at the end of this turn, I have so many die and nothing I need to do with them. This is a very, very powerful build. I have so much excess resource. I feel bad. I want something that I can use this on. I don't think I need to change any of these at the moment. I think I will take the reroll though. Akashic Aqua. It needs 2 evens, and on an 8, it will give me 4 power. I just don't need power. Well, do I? Forbearance will do more damage with more power. It would be something to cycle, you know, like 2s into. Sure. Turn 1, gain 1 power. No. Not relevant. This is me effectively saying I don't think on any turn I will ever need more than 18 block. That doesn't seem right. Realistically, the Mental Reservoir is not needed. Mana Inversion is a really nice fix as well. I don't want to get rid of that. I do think Indomitable Form is important to keep. I think Akashic Aqua only makes sense to take if I'm using it to gain 4 power. Because it upgrades the power of Forbearance ridiculously. If I manage to get Akashic Aqua to go off 2 times on a turn, Forbearance is suddenly entirely knocking enemies by itself. And it is some defense. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'll take the upgrade here, even if I'm lowering its defense. Event time. Lose Void Burns. Oh, Void Burn Sensor for a shard. Rude. That's probably the best for me. Coral Crown, I could probably get rid of. Gilded Robes. Gilded Dowsing Rod, definitely. Lose Branding Tonic, and I gain Tendrils. Deal 2 damage and apply 2 Rupture to 2 targets. Lose Mana Inversion, and I get 75 gold. No, thank you. Void Burn Sensor for a shard. I don't think shards offer me that much help anymore, and I'm about to get another one, and then another one immediately afterwards. I'm gonna take none of these. Event time. Hello, Devil Assassin, gaining 1 malediction this turn. I'm gonna pop a 6 into the Mental Reservoir and then start Noxious Rituals. There goes Forbearance for some damage on the enemy. Another Noxious Ritual. The Noxious Ritual. Perfect. And I have 2 6s that are can't be being thrown in here. I'll put 2 in the Akashic Aqua first. And then throw an extra 6 into Reservoir. Perfect. I'm going to invert a 1. So now I have a 2 for Akashic Aqua, another 2 for Akashic Aqua, and then a 6 goes in Focus Toxin, downgrading a 3 to another 2 for another Akashic Aqua. Wait. Oh no! I have to specifically put 8 in. I forgot about that. That's how I get the power from it. Whoops, whoops, whoops. That's okay. We'll still get a lot of damage out there this turn. Mana Inversion and Focus Toxin. Unveils all of our poison to the enemy, and then we just start setting the Forbearance down so that it triggers as soon as I roll next turn. There you go, 20 damage from the Voidburn Sensor, another 11 from the Poison, and 16 from the 2 Forbearances. So we'll be looking for Noxious Ritual with our 5 and then our 4. Actually, let's get Akashic Aqua. Actually putting 8 into it so I get the power first, and then another Noxious Ritual. Hit him with the Forbearance. Realistically, I need to invert 2 mana and pop them both into the Mental Reservoir. Roll 5 die as a result. Happily put a 5 and then a 4 into this. We're looking for Ice Ward to just give me enough to finish Focus Toxin, which it's not possible for it not to. Incoming damage this turn is already fully blocked, so I'm comfortable just throwing the poison at the enemy now. And then the enemy is already dead, in fact, to their poison. So realistically, I just want Major Vex to have 0 on it So I'm going to roll 3 dice, which will reset that counter to 0. Heck, as well as hit the enemy. Ta-da! Die to your poison. Gold, another spell. Chillcore, a 4 to a 6, gains 3 block, 2 charges of it, but when it's depleted, it applies 3 weak to all enemies. Also an incision. A rupture application, don't need any of those. Depths of power is there. Brine bubble. Rainfall. I just don't have the space for these things. Ollie, on a 1 rolled, destroy and gain a barrier. I think on a really bad turn, that could give me a lot of barrier and ruin me. But also, how many more shards do I really need? I only have 2 more spells that I can even upgrade with them. I think this gives me something to do with my excess dice, but it also adds an additional challenge to balancing all of this out. I more than welcome an additional challenge in here. Let's get rid of the Depths of Power, though. No, I'm not going to be using that. Another +8 max health. Forbearance casts itself. I leave it there. All right. I think I'm well prepared for our 2nd floor boss here. Hello to the Hydra. The Hydra has regenerating heads. On each Hydra head killed, the body loses 200 health and spawns 2 randomly colored heads. Yep, Ollie already rolled and killed 2 things. Yeah, this could start being an issue. Oh, wow. When it rolls a 1, it doesn't trigger Forbearance. Because that die, I guess, doesn't consider itself to be rolled. Otherwise, Forbearance already would have triggered. Interesting. Well, there is value in that, because it's giving me the ability to roll the Noxious Ritual as many times as I wanted. Another 6 into the Mesal Reservoir. And then a 4 into Noxious. Reroll, it does give us another 4, yay. So yeah, I've got 4 barrier, but I've also destroyed 4 of my dice this turn. Another 5. Hell yeah. This 5 is much better. Pop a 2 and a 6 into Akashic Aqua for the extra power. And if I put a 2 in, I think I would downgrade the others. I'm going to put a 4 in here, and then the Vex die in the Focus Toxin, downgrading all of the ones on board. I actually could have... I can use the Akashic Aqua to save a die. Interesting. Anyway, I'll gain some more power. Something in Focus Toxin, and then just start Ice Warding for defense. As well as additional die rolls. They both roll ones, so they both get destroyed, and I get 2 barrier out of it. Yay. Which means I will need to use mana inversion to get my poison. And I think I should... Huh? Oh, right. As long as I target the body. Cool. Back there is not the target. You have to target further forward for the body. I mean... I think I'm supposed to put this poison on the body? I'm gonna put it on the green Hydra head, because the green Hydra head is gonna take 23 from the Void Burn sensor and then also the poison, so as long as I transfer the poison to the body before the end of the next turn, it should be okay. Noxious Ritual, please. I will just kill the body. I'm gonna put a 4 here. And throw a 1 into Ice Ward. Another 4 into Akashic Aqua. And launder these 2 through Ice Ward again. I can invert this in order to gain Noxious Ritual. 3 more die. Oh no, now I don't have the ability to cast Focus Toxin. That'll be fine. Yeah, the only damage I'm taking is still to my own poison this time. That 9 barrier there is very comfortable. Oh my god. 13 barrier, I mean. It really wants all of the barrier I can possibly give it, eh? Let's just make sure that I get Focus Toxin to occur. Barrens goes out on the field now. There's a 6. I'm gonna pop a 4 over here for a second. Actually, no. A 3 in here, and then a 4 over here for a second. Another 4 over in Akashic Aqua for the extra power. Let's launder the 3 of these through Ice Ward again. Transfer all that poison off somewhere. And let her rip. $16 power, 4 Barrens is really killing him. I'm gonna go for another Akashic Aqua, actually. Ah, we'll actually do that twice. Interesting. Mana Inversion for a Noxious Ritual. then I can easily do another. I use the 5 rather than the 4 here because it allows me to use the rest for an Akashic Aqua. If I really wanted to, which I don't think I do at the moment. So instead, it'll give me the ability to send the poison out to a very specific target. More poison to you, buddy. I can block their entire incoming attack this turn with just the ones I've destroyed. If possible, I still do want to transfer the poison before I kill the frontline target. And that typically happens at the end of my turn, which will make that hard. Especially when I keep destroying all of my die with Ollie. There. Poison on the appropriate target. Now I can cast Ice Ward, rolling 2 die. Those 2 die will give me the ability to use Forbearance to kill the frontline Hydra. Unless, you see, I roll 1s, and those 1s don't do that. That's okay. Thankfully, I still have another way to do it. Perfect. And then this leaves 12 from the Voidburn Sensor hitting the blue Hydra in the front line, as well as the full poison stack. Just need to be able to kill 2 Hydras this turn. That doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, if Forbearance triggers 2 more times, in fact, that'll do it. Please stop destroying all of my die. See, I still roll a 1. It just isn't counted for Forbearance, or I think Voidburn Sensor. Which I think it should be? Still counted for the sake of those? On 1 rolled, destroy it, and gain 1 barrier. It should prevent me from being able to use the die, but I don't think it should prevent the trigger of it having rolled. Because, in fact, here's a clue. Molly triggers if a 1 has been rolled, which means, by necessity, a dice must have already been rolled, right? The dice has rolled trigger has to have occurred for Molly to then be able to take place. Which means that Forbearance, which on dice rolled lowers its cooldown, should still do so. Same argument for Voidburn Sensor. Roll some extra die with the Dice Ward. Use them dutifully. Take out the second head with Forbearance, and the first one with the poison. That's the Hydragorn. Extra health, extra gold, another shard, and cast 12 spells. Roll a dice. I cast this 2 times, typically 2 times, 1 time, 5, 6, 9. Yeah, that will often give me an extra die per turn. Roll 1 less die a turn, but each turn gain 2 critical. Next attack to use double damage. I don't want that. The first 3 rolled, each turn is split into 3 ones. Is split into 3 ones. I think that means I will get to have the ones. Because the first 3 rolled is split into 3 ones. And on-roll triggers don't occur when you split things. So I'm going to take the Staff of Splintering. Mental Reservoir actually does need to cost a little less for me now. Annoyingly. But also the additional Foresight would be really helpful. I'm going to take the additional 2 Foresight. Whenever I cast it, I'm drawing, or rolling, rather, an additional 2 die the turn after. Yeah, I want to go to shops. The shops will hold a bunch of artifacts that I will just have the ability to buy, because I've got a lot of money. Hello, Voidoos. Once you die, you will split to 2 units that have half your health. I'm going to invest an early 6 in this Mental Reservoir. And another. No more 6s for me? What, no 6s for Giacomo? Alright. I guess I'll invert a 1. Make my own 6. Before I do that, though, I am going to gain 4 power from Akashic Aqua. And roll 5 die. Ooh, that's a bunch of 6s. That'll be good for the old Focus Toxin right there. That's what I want to do. I put a 2 in there, which is cursed. And then I can invert a 1 to a 6 and then pop that in for the extra 4 power this turn. And then I'm even going to use Forbearance. Straight up, and then roll 2 more die by defending myself. 6 and a 1. The 6 will get invested in Forbearance. And that is a lot of damage to the enemy. Okay, so we saw that work as I expected. The Staff of Splintering splintered 3 into 3 ones, and I got to keep them. Let's polish off the Ice Ward to get some additional rolls out on the field before I do anything here. So I'm definitely going to be looking for Mana Reservoir to go off. Five in Focus Toxin gives me the ability to put a 4 and a 4 into Akashic Aqua. then I can invert to get a 6 for Mental Reservoir to roll another 5 die for me. Ah, that didn't even cause Forbearance to go off. A 2 and a 6 gets another Akashic Aqua trigger. Focus Toxin doesn't cost that much more after. And then it's time for Forbearance, which will actually kill the target and waste all that poison I just generated. Oops. That's okay. Forbearance is going to be net a lot of kills this turn anyway. Roll 3 odd die, 2 of them get destroyed instantaneously. Trying to keep an eye on the Voidbone sensor to make sure that it is not incrementing when ones are rolled, because I know that Forbearance is not decrementing when ones are rolled. And they both say for each dice rolled. Six into Mental Reservoir. 3 back into the Ice Ward, and rolls 2 ones. I didn't actually see the reservoir number there. Oops. I think that incremented by 5, but it destroyed 2 die. So I think the Voidbone sensor is still working, but the Forbearance is not. Six and 2. I'm going to be taking 4 damage this turn. Frustratingly, I thought that turn was so obviously going to wrap itself up that I didn't need to focus. Alas, that was not the case. Forbearance takes out the final enemy before I even get to use my die. Sleet Sky. I do re-roll a bunch of things, but I don't need Hailstorm. Doesn't help me. Val Ritual. The ability to get power. Already have that in a better fashion. I'm going to re-roll. Cold Snap Deluge. Deal 4 damage to the front enemy. Increase by 1 for each block. I'll take it, but I'm not going to use it. Ritual pickup. Target attack spell gains 5 damage this combat. Sure, that is just like gaining power, I guess. Especially because the next base is the shop. Cast 10 spells, enchant a random dice with Icy. When it is used in a spell, you gain X Fury. Worth it. For every 3 threes roll, you roll a 1. So that's just destroyed and immediately gives me a barrier as well. On turn 1, roll a die, yeah. I could sell spells right now. I don't know about that. Hello, Orb of Infinity. Oh boy. There's not many dice for me. I'm gonna pop a 6 into Mental Reservoir and then start with my Noxious Rituals. Excellent. Pop a 2 into 2 into the Noxious Ritual again. making an opening for a 6 and another 6 to go in. I'm also going to put one of these 6s in Akashic Aqua to keep it a 6 while I roll Mental Reservoir. So now I only need to put a 2 in Akashic Aqua. And I have a 2 for it. I'm going to pop 2 4s into Focus Toxin first, just to make sure that I get it off this turn, because then I am going to use a Curse 2 in Akashic Aqua. And I can start siphoning out some of this Curse by Ice Warding. There's the Icy die. When spent in spell, gain X Fury. So you know what? I do want X Fury. I'm going to mana invert this into a 6. And then I'm gonna use it and a 2 in Akashic Aqua for even more power. And I get 7 Fury out of it. As well as mana inversion. 6 into Focus Toxin gives me the ability to give the enemy my poison. I defend against their 24 incoming damage. I've gained 8 power, 4 barrier, 2 foresight for extra 2 die rolled next turn, and 7 fury for my next attack. Enemy is attacking for 15 lifesteal. I'm fine for the enemy to summon instabilities, I don't care. Literally doesn't affect me at all. If I wanted to, I could just focus on killing it right now, but I don't. I won't, because I don't. Start with Mental Reservoir as well. Let's hold a 2 in Akashic Aqua for a moment. Then Noxious Ritual a 4. I'm going to pop a 5 into Mental Reservoir and just accept that it's going to take me another 2 die to finish that. And then start filtering out some Vex through Ice Ward again. Roll the 2 additional die when I've depleted that. Mana Inversion. And Mental Reservoir. The ability to roll another 5 dice. 2 foresight, but 5 dice, you see. Spawn another instability and gain 4 power by completing Akashic Aqua again. Or in here, invert a 1 that has Vex on it. Okay. I slightly messed up the end of that turn. That's okay, though. I'll still be taking no damage. And in fact, I'm still just going to kill the Orb of Infinity next turn. Forbearance number 1 is almost ready. I will cause you to do 5 more attack damage, though, if you will. Then roll another 3 die, which rolls another die afterwards. Forbearance! Over some noxious rituals as well. Beautiful. I mean, I could end my turn and I wouldn't lose. Let's do it. Even my poison isn't, doesn't trigger there. Okay, Twisted Geyser on an odd, deal X damage and apply a poison. There's also Icicle Blade, deal 4 damage, increase the damage by 1 each combat. And then Inner Storm. Deal X damage to a random enemy 2 times. Again, I'm gonna reroll, looking for more stuff. Tidal Herbic. Gain a Fortify, and it's unrestorable. I'll take it. Bitter Tooth. Whenever a spell deals unblocked damage, apply a poison. Or a shard. I am going to run out of things to do with shards really quickly. Because I've got another shard pickup before the end of the run as well. Well, at least one. Oh, yeah, I get off the 33 max health for another shard here. Receive 10 damage, Strange Presence. Glimpse of the Void. Some potency. You know what? 33 health. Give me that additional shard. Please decrease the cost of focus. Which means I can just safely take the artifact from the upcoming elite fight. Mana Devourer, oh no. Leftover dice are fed to the Devourer, reducing stacks by X. At 0 stacks, it applies stun and receives critical. Woof. I will roll Noxious Rituals first. Gotta make sure those concoctions go to good use. Throw another 5 and another Noxious Ritual, and then 6 and 6 and 1. Cancel Reservoir. Roll another 5 for me, please. That'll do. Just gain 4 power from Akashic Aqua. Twice. Put a 3 into Focus Toxin before I now finish using my Ice Ward. Get mana inverts to finish using Poison Toxin as well as gain a bunch of Fury. For all poison directly to the enemy. And then I can just spend all of the rest of my things in Forbearance easily. Perfect. No mana hunger for you, buddy. Let's invert this, and in doing so, generate a 4 for Noxious Ritual. And use another 4 for that same Noxious Ritual. 6s in the mental reservoir, which is, I guess, just going to be a single 6 at the time. I don't think I need to use Akashic Aqua this turn, right? Yeah, no, I just need to keep re-rolling. Transfer all the poison back over to the enemy. And we're going 5, 2, invert 1 into a 6. Big mental reservoir time, which will cause forbearance to take a strike on the enemy, and then I can even force a strike on the enemy myself. If I desperately wanted to. Which, as it turns out, I'm in no rush to do. The enemy is already going to die to the poison and the Voidburn sensor. More gold and the branding tonic. And diminishing blade does a bunch of damage, but it decreases its damage each use. Sea Ward and Brine Bubble we've seen before as well recently. Glaciate, Inundate, and Rainfall we've also seen. I'm going to get rid of the Rainfall though. I can't stand the rain. That's my window. Heal Singer. They have a depleting presence. All of my spells only restore 1 charge per turn. Ooh. That's gonna be a problem. Start getting some Noxious Rituals out on the board. Ooh. That's an easy 6 to early invest into a mental reservoir. I'm gonna throw a 4 into the Focus Toxin as well. And start siphoning through the Ice Ward. Perfect. Another 6 in the right position. Invert this and then use it as another. I'm gonna need to use Akashic Aqua. Twice. But at the end of that, I will be able to use Focus Toxin for a bunch of poison on the enemy, and then just start charging up Forbearance. So I'll take no damage this turn. I've got 2 additional die rolled next turn, as well as 8 power. So it's only going to take us 1 die to deplete Ice Ward, which is pretty good, I guess. It's nice that that's the case. I've got to start working on Mental Reservoir this turn as well, so... a 5 in there, 4. Oh man, real low rolls here. All right, it'll take me a 6 and then a Vex 3, which actually I'm going to put this 2 safely in the Akashic Aqua before doing so, in order to roll Mental Reservoir. Mental Reservoir is also easy now to throw 2 4s into. Oh, but I could also throw those 2 4s into Akashic Aqua, which is probably better. because then I can use a 3 and a 5 on the Focus Toxin. Wow, I actually took some health damage that turn. Ah, the enemy has sapped me, I see. Let's get 4 Barons to do extra damage, and I'll roll 3 extra die, and 2 of them immediately die. That'll do it. Just needed to hit the enemy one more time, and then I can watch them die to the remaining poison. Poison detonation. This seems useful. Remove all poison on the target and then deal 3 damage for each poison removal. I don't actually heavily poison the target. It's surprising, but Focus Toxin is mainly here so that I can abuse the hell out of Noxious Ritual without paying for its downside. Removing all poison from the target. Typically, I get the target up to what? Like, 20, 30 poison? Although this will scale by power as well. I'll take it. I guess I'll get rid of Deluge. Turn 1, gain 3 barrier. Sure. All of the spells that I am casting consistently already have a shard in them, and I also have all of the slots available. But if I desperately wanted to substitute something like, Poison Detonation in, which I really don't, to be entirely honest with you, but if I really, really did, because if I had a bunch of power, say I have like 12 power, as well as, I've cast Arcane Infusion on Poison Detonation, that's 20 damage for each poison removed. But if I wanted to do that, in this Sanctuary, I can sacrifice one of my spells that already has a shard in, and then I'll replace it with Poison Detonation. I just don't see how that would be better than just not doing it. One more battle and then we're in the final. Just keep casting Noxious Ritual for the moment, thank you. I'm gonna pop a 5 into Focused Toxin. And in fact, I'm gonna finish that off. Reason being, because now I want to use Akashic Aqua for extra power, and that's 2 Vex die I'm using in that, so I'm going to lower the value of all of my die ridiculously. Love to see a 6. It's going directly into Mental Reservoir, and then I flip a 1, which is an icy die, so I get a Fury for doing so, and then put the 6 it generates into Mental Reservoir, getting another 6 Fury, and rolling another 5 die. And getting another 2 Foresight. Now if I invert one more time... I'll have the ability to cast Akashic Arc one more time as well. Seems great to me. I'll be taking no damage this turn. I don't want that to reflect on me. Which is actually going to be really difficult to prevent. Noxious Reservoir. Another 5 into the Focus Toxin to prepare. 6 into Mental Reservoir. I invert a 1 into another 6 to go into it. Spell Mirror only lasts until end of turn. The only problem is the Pylon Enfeeblement is trying to cast it again. I'm still going to have to cast the Infected spell 3 times this turn. Manually take down that frontline target because I'm not intentionally targeting anyone else. The Void Burn Sensor is going to be able to damage the Abyss Walker that otherwise had a Spell Mirror because I'm not targeting it. Hit him with the Mana Inversion into a 6 for Mental Reservoir for the sake of the extra damage from the Void Burn Sensor. Realistically, this is just execution at this point. Mm-hmm. Two and a 6 for Akashic Aqua again. Roll via Noxious Ritual, see if I get 4. I don't. It's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take 4 poison damage to myself here because the enemies keep generating those mirrors, but the enemy will die literally as soon as I roll. Vampire Essence, yep, I would like to be able to gain lifesteal. Roll the dice, gain a surge. Nope, I'm gonna re-roll and see if we see anything better. Channel Azure, Icicle Blade, and Incision. We've seen all of these before, and I have no interest in them. Do I think that I'm going to benefit from Poison Detonation more than I would benefit from not having Poison Detonation? I don't believe I will. That said, I think I should still... Oh, no, I guess I... No, I go for max health because I have the ability to heal. Get out of here, Tidal Herd. These are all very important scaling tools for us. Hello, Arcanax. Good lord. Most of my stuff just got destroyed. Okay. Let's put a 2 in Akashic Aqua for safekeeping. I'll put a 6 in Mental Reservoir, and then my new 5 becomes a 4 for Noxious Ritual. Ooh, that 5 becoming a 4 for Noxious Ritual is... I rolled enough ones that Forbearance did not trigger again, so I get to use my second concoction on Noxious Ritual. Again! Also going to mana invert a 1 into a 6 to finish Mental Reservoir now. Great. And realistically, I was just looking for something to help me cast one of the other Noxious Rituals. Alright. Vexed 5 in the Noxious Ritual. I can mana invert a 1 to a 6 and then pop that in with Akashic Aqua in order to gain 4 power. Still love to gain more power if possible, so let's get our rolls from Ice Ward. Ooh, that'll do it. A 2 and a 6 for another 4 power, and then I'm looking to basically transfer across anything I can. Forbearance, we'll be fine. 2 in Forbearance, a 5 and a 4 in Focus Toxin gives me the ability to transfer all the poison I want over to them. And then I can even just leave all of the rest of these. So that was 80 damage on the first turn right there. And I'm only getting better at it because I'm gaining power as well as dealing additional poison. Or a Noxious Ritual again. Six easily goes in the Mental Reservoir. And I want to put another one of those in the Mental Reservoir as well. God, I'm rolling a lot of ones. So far, 8 ones rolled in this battle. I'll pop a 4 in Akashic Aqua to keep it comfortable while I mentally Reservoir to roll another 5 without vexing any of my die. Take a 4 out and then put a 6 and a 2 into Akashic Aqua. You know what? I'm going to do that again. with 2 Vex ones this time. I'll Icy turn over a 1 into a 6, contribute that to Focus Toxin. There you go, you may have all of the poison again. And now we're just down to cast Ice Ward to protect myself, as well as roll some new die when it's depleted. Another Icy mana to invert, and then send into the enemy for 38 damage. Grand. And they're going to take another 20 to the Void Burn, another 27 to the Poison. Unfortunately, that's just short of their trigger. You know what? Plus 50% to damage received. I think this is worth it. I'm going to put the Branding Tonic on you. Yeah, so that you'll take enough damage to the Void Burn sensor to hit your limit this turn. Because I don't want to do 2 damage to you next turn and then you're invulnerable for the entire rest of that turn. No, that wouldn't work for me. Let's increase the damage that Forbearance can put out there, as well as roll some additional die. Six in Mental Reservoir gives us the ability to pop another 2 comfortably back in there. 5 in Noxious Ritual for 3 more die to roll. Yep, I'm going to need one of my mana inversions to get Mental Reservoir done. Am I able to get the enemy to half this turn? I don't know. Also, I should use Vampiric Essence at the start of a turn rather than at the end of a turn. I always think about it at the very, very end of a turn. But I should actually focus for a little bit of time here on popping off some Akashic Aqua. Gain all of my additional power. Sword's reroll generates a very, very easy time for casting Focus Toxin. And we'll get that little bit of forbearance rather out. Okay, so 24 from Void Burn Sensor and 38. Yep, we're gonna get to the next phase. Love to see it. And then this turn I know that I may as well use these 2 potions. Let's gain some 20% lifesteal. And Spell Echo. Honestly, Mental Reservoirs is the spell to echo here. Hit him with the double 6 in the Mental Reservoir. I'm ignited at the moment. I'm going to pop a 6 in Akashic Aqua to keep it safe while I cast Ice Ward, so that I don't have to take any damage while I use my Ignite spell here. Then I will Spell Echo my Mental Reservoir cast to roll truly a ridiculous amount of die. 10. Well, see, those die are rolling extra die. Like every 3 threes is rolling another 1. Okay. Swap a 6 and a 2 and a Akashic Aqua. Then a 4 and a 4 and a Akashic Aqua. Yeah, after I contribute towards focused toxin, no. And yep, that'll get it done. Forbearance for 52 damage to the enemy. Your Void Burn Sensor will do another 26 to them. Or actually, it's not even just 26. It's 39, because they still are marked, so they're taking 50% extra damage. And you'll also take, 49? And this is not damage taken, this is health loss from poison, so that's not going to be modified by the mark. Alright. Long episode. That was a very, very slow deck, and it was the second run. But we did reach 4, and we did complete the second loadout for Lapis, which is what I earmarked at the start of the round I wanted to do. We've also unlocked Mutation Stage 4. Unfortunately, haven't unlocked new spells, but we have unlocked the Tome of the Void. New spells can be unlocked in the Tome of the Void. We've also got a new loadout for Hazel, the Mulch loadout. The signature spell here is on a 2 to a 6, 2 times a turn, you can add 2 to the value of your lowest die. And then it returns the value from Munch -1. So if I have a 6 and a 1, I put a 6 into Mulch, it returns a 5, and it increases my 1 into a 3. So I end up with a 5 and a 3 instead of a 6 and a 1. Cool. Javelin on a 1 to 5, so you can see why lowering the value might be good. You can deal X damage, and then Autumn Veil, a countdown of 3. Gain 3 block, and when it's depleted, gain another 3 block. Tome of the Void also wants me to collect 5 Void spells in order to unlock my next Void spell. I'm going to be doing something like that in the next episode. Until then, though, my name is Rhapsody. Name of the game? SpellRogue. Top left is the series playlist for all my content of the game, past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below. Streaming pass. Other names of the people so generally supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. At or above the thank tier. And a special thanks this episode to Cold Heart. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.